Good morning.
It's time to clean glasses.
Hit that button. Come on.
What?
I hit the button and it didn't go.
You have to hit it with
Conviction?
conviction.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's a lot of people don't understand about the Elgato Stream Deck. Is that it detects conviction, and if you do not have any, it does not function. There's an eyelash on this.
Oops.
Make a wish, little cloth. Someday I hope to be a tail. I think that's long gone. Morning, everyone, and welcome to Breakfast Stream. Not sponsored by Costco. Costco, we got this for free. Jason says, I thought the song was Conjunction Junction, not Conviction Function. How do you put this back together? Is this it?
Coffee.
This is it.
Yes.
Okay.
Put the card in it. It helps hold it steady to put it back in.
Whew, these things are just so hard. Hold on. I've never read this. This is a certificate of authenticity.
It came with my glasses. The one pair.
Congratulations on your purchase of Costco's premium anti-reflective lens treatment. Okay, so it's not for the cloth.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I was very concerned that this was for this cloth. And I was like, why? It's not what it's for. Okay, good. Can you imagine if everything, like every single thing you bought, came with a certificate of authenticity? Like, no matter what it was. Yeah, Thomas, you gonna get it graded? Maybe. Anyway, morning, everybody. It was last week was a wild week. It was it was both a fast week and a slow week simultaneously. There's a lot that happened, and now here we are at the
Coffee.
at the beginning of next week. Renee said, "I think my children came with a certificate of authenticity." True. Yeah, if you haven't seen the vlogs are being shot now with a new camera, and we're still in the process of playing around with it, adjusting to it. I'm real curious to see where we'll land on a frame rate, because the response to 60 was much better than I was expecting. But also, I also enjoyed it much more than I was expecting. I've kind of been preconditioned to hate the look of 60, and I can tell that that's been, I guess, shifting over the years, or the quality of the camera has now made the difference. So I don't know. I shot yesterday's at 30, so the vlog that'll come out today's at 30. Speaking of vlogs coming out today, and I hesitate a little to say this because it's not done. But the 2018 vlog from the next PAX video, April 7th, 2018, which was the PAX meetup, I near as a hair have it done. So I am hopeful that that'll be out today. It's not done, so I can't be like, it'll be out after the stream. It would be out tonight. If I can get it out today, it'll be out tonight. But it's,
We do have to run to the post office.
Emmy says, near as a heck. It is near as a heck done.
Coffee.
It's very close. Awesome morning, Emmy. So yeah, I'm hoping that I can get that done. That was like, I feel like I've used this exact expression before, but like, that was what was damming the river of 2018 stuff. There have been other dams, but this one was like pretty big. because what we did at the meetup is I asked folks to film things, and then I took their footage and included it in the vlog. And there's a lot of parts that are just, it's synced with like 8 to 10 different people. So there's like 8 to 10 different people filming the same thing, and I synced all of it up so I could jump between cameras that are like in the crowd. It's kind of neat, but it was a
make
pain.
that lineup was difficult.
It was a pain, you know, because like in a normal video situation, you would have, I mean, on a big budget production, you'd have like a clapper or something. Whenever we do things, we just clap. And like there is none of that. So you just have to find a point in the audio that makes sense. Like there's a point where like Josh goes, ah! Randomly. It would make more sense when you see it. And like that was a sync point for me for like a lot of clips. It's just bizarre. It took a while. It took a while.
And this is probably the hardest one in the 2018 remainder ones.
For what this is, yes. For what this is, like, there are no other 2018 vlogs where 20 people have given me footage or whatever, you know. So yes, I guess there are other vlogs where we shoot a lot, you know, and it's gonna be a while to edit through it, but it's not gonna be the same thing. Like we go to the Smithsonian.
Yeah.
That's coming up.
Yeah.
That's something I just forgot we did. We
Yeah.
went to DC for a few days.
We went to Maine.
Yeah.
We went to Weir Beach.
That was all on the same trip.
We go to Albany.
Yeah, that's right. That Albany specifically was a weird part
It
because
snowed.
and we got in late. We ordered a pizza. It was a great pizza.
It's probably one of the best pizzas I've ever had.
Yeah. So anyway,
We saw Josh's family.
yeah, I got to meet Josh's mom and Josh's brother and Josh's mom's goats. There's a lot of goats. So like,
We saw Nick.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
And that's just like the next week after.
at the time that we saw Nick, it was a big deal because we hadn't seen Nick
Yeah.
in a long time. Since then, Nick's been on the vlog because he was here literally in January of last year. So like, yeah. Anyway, you know,
And then Coliseum won. Like,
yeah. So again, I'm excited. I haven't released a 2018 vlog in a little bit. They had been kind of coming out pretty frequently,
but this one was difficult.
but this one was hard, and there was so much other stuff going on. But now it's just about done. I've been holding out on Thomas. Okay, let's read some alerts. 19 months from Twitchy Toast. 300 bits from Danny X6. On Friday, some limericks were sent. On Monday, I saw how they went. And now I want to write, so I'm thinking I might, but no topic, so I'm discontent. Favorite thing about that is that was actually sent yesterday. Limericks from the past. 29 months from Dan Vega 2. 15 months from JDO 1997. 15, no, not right yet. Next month is going to be perfect, though. Working up to it. 12 months from Gaming Fan, who says 12 months of crunch. Let's plug the beans.
Early beans.
Sure. You didn't expect me to do that less than 10 minutes into breakfast stream, did you? I can't remember the last time we've done that.
So early.
I can't remember the last time we've done it sooner than an hour into the show. It's been a while. Anyway, early beans. They've been plugged. Oh man. Well. I was thinking early beans, and I saw Earl beans, and I was like, that's what I'm drinking today.
Earl Grey tea.
Earl Grey tea. but it's not made of beans. But you have beans, so together, Earl Bean. That's funny. That's funny right there. The thing that I said and did. That's comedy right there, I think.
Coffee.
Where were we? 18 months. Brandon says everyone. Please clap. My apologies to anyone who's if this is their first breakfast stream. It's like this all the time. 18 months from Uchi plays. Hello, what's this? 18 months? Have a great morning, grandparents. Thank you, Uchi. Congrats on 1+. 5 months from Eli and Company. Morning, grandparents. After a long night in the hospital, this is a great way to spend my morning. And before you ask, no COVID. I have a golf ball-sized cyst on my left ovary, and the pain is masking as a stomach virus.
Oh.
I am sorry to hear that.
Those are awful.
Yeah, Mal has had first-hand experience with that, and it's bad. It's very bad. So, hope everything gets taken care of, and fingers crossed, no further issues. Yeah. I've never obviously experienced that. It'd be hard for me to do so, but having lived with some of these things, I know exactly how painful that can be, so yeah. 29 months from Jaisak, who says, almost at 30. True. You go to 30, you get 2+. It's like, what does the math work out? But I got there. I'm back in tea, man.
There's a lot of tea downstairs.
Coffee.
I've started to put a new emphasis on working through some of the tea, because folks send us coffee and tea all the time. Folks send us more tea than coffee. I don't know if that's a conscious decision, but it's definitely what we realized, because we pulled apart the coffee bar a week ago and like reorganized everything in it.
Coffee.
And yeah, there's a lot of tea.
There's a lot. It's so much tea.
Because what typically happens is that in a day, I will always drink 1 cup of coffee. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I'll drink 2 cups of coffee. Not super often, but sometimes. But when it comes to tea, I'll drink tea in the afternoon, but if I don't drink tea in the afternoon, then I don't drink tea. So like every day I'm drinking at least 1 coffee, but it's kind of a toss-up whether I drink tea that day or not. Maybe like 50-50. So as a result, we drink more coffee than tea, but we have more tea arriving. So I was like, all right, I'm going to make a concentrated effort and start, because I love tea, that I'm going to drink tea more in the morning, so Earl Grey.
So this morning, Kepler got fed, and then he got back on the bed.
Yeah.
And then I went and opened all the blinds and curtains for him, except one.
Mm-hmm.
And then I picked him up from the bed and put him on the chair at the back door that's in the sun that he really likes.
Yeah.
And he jumped down and he stood in front of the closed window that I didn't open and was like, what about this one? There might be birds outside of this window.
You have to open all of the windows. If you don't open the windows, how will he know?
He has to know.
You know, like, he understands. He definitely understands that they're all the same.
I don't think so. He needed to see out of that one.
Like, he thinks that they're 4 separate rooms that he can see into, as opposed to, it's just the backyard, buddy. No, he's gotta know, because there's sometimes where he'll look out one window and see something and run to another window. So,
Okay,
like,
you're right.
he has to understand.
Okay, then he just has opinions on what's closed.
Yes.
And how it's not fair.
The thing is, he will destroy the blinds, so you have to open them. It's too difficult to teach him not to do it.
Yeah.
It's easier to just open them. 31 months from Tier 2, 31 months at Tier 2, not from Tier 2. I don't know, maybe there's users that are just called Tier 2. 31 months at Tier 2 for Jesse Anorak, who says, holy crap, 31 months, also almost 3 years, and that's insane. Happily munching on Bojangles this morning. How y'all been? Been good.
I'm super jealous of the Bojangles.
Been good. I mean, I'm not too jealous of the Bojangles, because I did just have some Bojangles on my birthday.
Yeah.
But you know what I miss, and maybe at some point I'll pick one up again, is the chicken, egg, and cheese biscuit. The thing that is not a real menu item. That's good. You can get an egg and cheese. You can get a chicken biscuit. But they're not like that's not a normal thing. So you have to say, give me a chicken biscuit and add egg and cheese. It's great. It is a full day's worth of calories.
It's a lot.
But it is so good. Really like it. 29 months from Jolly Roger Gay says 29 months with 29 seconds on the timer. Neat. Get 200 bits from Big O Shen. Appreciate it.
Oh, that's new.
Oh, that's interesting. A hype train is close. So you just faintly hear, faintly hear this train coming or something. 300 bits from Pink Matima. It says, even though Germany is delivering vaccines through turtles with 4 broken legs, I received my second shot on Friday. So yay for working in a hospital. Vaccine good.
Coffee.
So I'm happy for you. Also, the mental image of a turtle with 4 broken legs is understandable, but then also extremely
At first
sad.
I was very confused, and then I was like, oh, I see.
Yes. It's
Hallelujah.
oh god.
There it goes.
At first I was imagining a turtle on crutches, and then I'm like, wait, he for every leg that would be, he would just be walking on the. He'd actually be faster.
Yeah.
Because he'd have more reach. Let me tell you how turtles work.
There was a lizard outside yesterday, and I wanted to grab it, but I've never actually
stilts,
picked one up. And it made me anxious, even though it was just a green anole.
Aw, well, you want to pick one up? We can do
I've
that.
never done it.
The
I've never held one.
Oh, they're fun. When you go to hold them or catch them rather,
I know they can drop their tails.
you have to grab them by the body.
Yeah.
You can't grab them by the tail. It's
Yeah.
easiest to grab them by the tail,
Yeah.
but you really need to just kind of gently do it, like around their midsection. Thomas says attach it to your ear. See? He knows.
He was super cute though. He was green and he was on the chair out front, and then he climbed on the rock wall.
Yeah. Yeah. They're cute. Yeah, they're fun to hold.
To-do says always wash your hands after. Yeah. That would be the first thing. I'm one of those people who, if I touch something, I'm like, okay, got to wash hands, can't touch anything else. Was it a hightail lizard?
Do we still need those?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's too hard to tell. 300 bits from Pokemon Red V says, so I've made this for the first time ever. I won't make it through the whole thing, so I wanted to get my good morning / good night early. Have a good stream. Also, tea. 27 months from Armored Frog. 27 months. I'd like to redeem these 3 saved up Twitch baby points to get 3 red panda cubs. Not for me, but for our zoo since they're endangered. Yeah, that's cute. I like that. Also, very few people manage to wait 27 months
Yeah.
for Twitch baby redemption. So congrats on also just waiting that long. 300 bits from Macintosh PC. Good morning to the internet parents who are grand. Here to report that the previous report of my jab was greatly exaggerated, but now it's happening for real this Friday. Also, 2018 hype, let's go. Well, cool, I'm excited for you for Friday.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for me, and I guess for everyone else for, 2018. Again, I'm going to be working on it today. I'm very adamant about trying to get it done. So, hopefully should be out today. My first order of business will be releasing yesterday's vlog. Because I want to... I've been keeping up with that real good. I've been getting them out even, faster than, 3 p.m. Because I normally aim for, 3. And I've been doing it even sooner. So, I'm just trying to, as fast as I can. As fast as I can. 300 bits from Night Owl 20. who says, Clown of 2018. We got 18 months from Akira Dre. It's a 1+. Appreciate it. 200 bits from Pokemon Red V. 300 from Trademark 13. It says, Morning, grandparents. I just wanted to say I received my team mugs. I got tea, coffee, and cocoa. I also got a full-time CEO mug I didn't order. I'm not a CEO. Welcome to a company. You get a CEO mug in the mail. Now you're on payroll. You don't even know where you work. Man, I feel like I've heard stories about that.
Yeah, I've heard a few stories.
I've heard some stories where people like they either like quit their job or they just weren't working.
Their position got dissolved.
Their position got dissolved, but in both instances, like they were still getting paid, so they just said nothing. There was one story where like some guy, like
he had been in an accident, and they had like a satellite office.
Yeah, I think it's the same one.
So he was working sort of remote at the satellite office, and then they got rid of the satellite office, but didn't tell him to come back in.
Coffee.
And you just kept getting paid.
Something like that.
I mean, well, that's the thing. When a company gets so big, that sort of thing can fall through, the cracks. But it's
a true Costanza scenario. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, basically that. 11 months at tier 2, Gold Toast for Budgies Unleashed. Wow, almost a year already. Can I get some good vibes for my cat? I just picked him up from castration and he's really wobbly. Yeah, the wobbles will probably cease.
Depending on how determined your cat is. Because there was one time we brought Sagan home and he was like that. And he was very determined to
I'm
get
normal.
On with his life.
I'm normal and I don't care, but he real wobbly. He real wobbly. But yeah, good vibes. 510 bits from Mr. Gameboy says 2 things. Will using 60 FPS cause you to fill up on space faster? Also, I don't want to be that guy, but will you be getting the first Coliseum out before the 4th one? No. No, I don't think so. Just based on how quickly I've released 2018 stuff in the past, this year.
Yeah.
Probably not, because there's Coliseum's at the end of all of that stuff. It's at the end of May, so realistically, probably not. But hey, I'm excited for everyone to see it when you see it. As for 60 FPS causing things to take up more space, a little bit. It's not that bad. I think the thing is, when you get to a certain point, when things are taking up as much space as they are, it becomes irrelevant. Like you're already taking up so much space. You're allotting so much room for production that if it gets bigger, it's not a big deal. Because it seems like there's 2 types of people. There are people that they have a hard drive that is, I don't know, what's a normal hard drive that normal people have? Like 100 and...
You started talking numbers, I stopped paying attention.
250 gigs. I'm gonna throw out a number. Let's say most people have a hard drive that's like 250 gigs. And they're like, cool. 250 gigs, I'm set. Or 1 terabyte. Is that... I don't know what normal is anymore. Okay? So let's say you have... 250... Okay, 500... Let's go 500, sure. You have a 500 gig hard drive. At this point, it's probably not even a spinning platter. It's probably a solid state M2, something like that, right? So you've got 500 gigs, and for most people, that is extremely sufficient. For most people doing something on their computer outside of the realm of videography, and to some extent photography, although that's much, much smaller, you're going to be looking at like games, right? You're going to be like, oh, how big is the game for the computer? But for us, it's completely different, because 500 gigs would not even begin to hold 1 Malmakes video. Yeah. A single Malmakes video is typically like 2,000 gigs, sometimes 3,000 gigs. And then for like vlog footage, it's not as big, but the amount of stuff that we have to hold in the span of a year is immense. So we're making like our finished not our raw files, because that would be hundreds, but the finished stuff that we're shooting in a year, all the finished files comes out to about 12 terabytes a year, and that's generally only increasing. And if I shoot the vlog at 60, will it increase past that? I mean, yeah, but it probably wouldn't be the difference between like 12 and 14 terabytes a year, so it probably wouldn't be that much bigger. So again, you've got folks that are like, cool, I have half a terabyte of space and I'm set for life, and then you've got us where we've got
continually getting more.
Yeah. Where we need more and more every year to put it on a drive and stick it in the closet.
Yeah.
It's a lot. But it's fine. It's fine. 300 bits from DC Racer says, I get the second jab tomorrow. Wish me luck for minor side effects. Also, clown.
Good
Good luck. We're up next week.
Next week.
8 months from the Siren 182. Yay, 8 months. Can't think of anything witty to say. Work has fried my brain.
Oh.
Rip. I hope your brain gets, I would say unfried, but I guess unfried isn't a thing. Just like a... What would be the opposite of frying something? I was going to say boiling.
Steaming?
Steam. I hope your brain gets steamed. It doesn't really have the same ring to it. You know what I mean. 2 months from Emmy Intact. Wow, I finally figured out how this works. First time subbing here. Glad to be here. Hope you have a good day. Well, thank you, Emmy. And hope you have a good day as well. 300 bits from Pete Cow. 3 cheers for my first dose I'm getting later today. 1 step closer to the during times being over. Woo! Exciting. I think I've said it already, but like everything's on schedule to like be able to have dinner with my parents for like Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
And I brought that up on Saturday, and Dan was like, "Can I come?" and I was like, "Yeah."
I thought he was planning to go see his family.
I think
they're all vaccinated too.
Yeah, I think he is. I think he's going to be seeing his family in early May. But otherwise, I mean, yeah. And I know that my parents want to see people.
Yeah.
They want to see.
Can he
Dan
though?
and
Yeah,
Lindsay.
he could if he's here.
Yeah, Dan got vaccinated before we even did. So
Yeah.
he's I don't know when he gets his second shot.
Monday?
I don't know.
He got Moderna, so he had another week in between.
Okay.
So that's why he's not, because Lindsay's done.
Yeah, he's getting close. 30 bits from Anauspo Karma, who says, happy Ugadi Telugu and Vaisakhi Sikh New Year's. Also, happy Ramadan to those who celebrate it.
Happy Ramadan.
And thank you for providing some of the pronunciations. I always appreciate that, because sometimes I struggle with words. Ask anyone French. Just ask any French person.
Emmy said, after I'm vaccinated, can I come have dinner with your parents?
Yes.
And I'm sure they would invite you even if we're not there.
Yeah, that's just how my parents are,
Yeah.
to be honest. It's just how they are.
You can visit us, even if Stephen and Mal are out of town.
If you need something to eat, you just come on by. You just come on by. My mom is so, she's like, if someone needs a haircut, I'll cut their hair.
I can't wait. I need the ends trimmed so bad.
I think I am going to go back to short hair. I don't know exactly when, but I think I am going to get it cut. Like, I don't know if that's going to be a May or June or July thing, but I think I am going to go back to short hair. So this will have very much been a, pandemic experiment type thing.
But you're done with it.
I think and it's not that I even dislike it. I really don't. But I don't know. There is some level of like maintenance to it.
Yesterday, Stephen learned he can put a headband in and have a ponytail at the same time. So he has like just 2 little bits right here above his ears that are not long enough for the ponytail. So a headband would take care of all of those, like the flyaways, and then he could get it off his neck with a ponytail. And I was like, you can just do both.
And DL says, buzz cut, buzz cut, buzz cut. Okay, no.
You had your hair really short.
And it looked very bad.
Was that when you first visited me in Wisconsin?
No, because it's on the vlog.
Okay.
And we were dating for a little bit when that happened.
Mr. Gameboy says, how long does it have to be to donate? I believe
I think it has to
like
be pretty long.
8 inches minimum, I think. Renee says 10. 10 sounds right.
Yeah, I don't think I have 10 inches.
No.
I'm probably at like
No, you don't.
7.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would probably be quite a bit more. Go bald. No. No. Again, I don't dislike the long hair. I really don't.
Chad says I can. I'm gonna get my ends trimmed because they're real split, and I'm gonna keep growing mine, and then I might cut it and donate it once it gets even longer. Because I've heard that like it's really hard to get super long hair for donations. And I'm not cutting mine. I'd cut mine probably chin length if I cut it. So I need it to be even longer, so I want to make sure I can donate a lot.
So you're going to keep growing it.
Well, I need to get the ends trimmed. So I'm probably going to lose like 4 or 5 inches because they're super split.
Oh.
Because I haven't cut it in a very long time.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. Renee says, I just donated 14
Awesome.
inches. Man, folks got, you know, such long hair. But also to me, like, this is like, I'm just like, how does anyone live with hair longer than this? Because one of the things I was telling Mal is that when I have my hair up in a ponytail, it doesn't touch my neck yet, but I can feel like the very, very tip of the hair, like almost starting to touch my neck. And obviously Mal, her hair up in a ponytail.
It's heavy because it's so long.
Yeah. Yeah. So, everybody hair different. This is very different.
Well, mine's also a lot longer, so the weight of it.
Yeah. 300 Bits from DC Racer says, have y'all tried Community Coffee brand and are opposed to beef jerky? I have a local meat market that makes amazing jerky. If so, I may contribute to Vlogmail. Finally,
Coffee.
Double Clown.
I've never heard of Community Coffee.
Yeah, I've never heard of that. But we eat beef jerky from time to time.
We don't ever like eat a ton of it.
No, we're not like big jerky people, but occasionally we'll pick up
A small pack.
yeah. A lot of times on a car trip.
Yeah.
On a car trip we'll pick up something. I like the Costco actually. It's turkey jerky, but Costco is a turkey jerky that I've always really liked. 300 Bits from Double Z the Queen. Hurt myself after stepping on something left on the stairs. Have some bits so I can feel better about myself as I dawn on the frozen peas of shame. I'm sorry. Especially because, like, if you're stepping on something on the stairs, it's already bad enough because it's like, oh, I stepped on something, it hurts. But then you also have the very sudden scare of like,
oh, I might fall.
Oh, I might fall.
Yeah.
Which is terrible. So yeah, I hope that you're all right. There's some stuff on our stairs, but they're cat toys and they're all soft. Although
I think the Pop-Tart is on the stairs.
Yeah, it's because sometimes when I'm downstairs with him, I'm trying to play with, and I'll throw stuff up onto the stairs. And, you know, he's not Sagan. Sagan would just be like, I will, life and limb, I'll go get it. Kept, like, 20% of the time will be like, oh, okay. And then he'll, like, go up and kind of get it. Most of the time I'll throw it over his head and he'll try to catch it as it goes over him, and then it'll land somewhere and he's like, I give up. I'm like, okay. 19 months from Howie Sona. Good morning, grandparents.
I'm gonna go get some more, either water or tea, I don't know. I need something cold.
You could get a cold tea.
I can, I still have chai if the milk is good.
Oh my goodness, we have milk.
If we do, it's only a little bit.
Yeah, find out if it's good, because cereal.
Because cereal?
Because cereal.
Oh, there's candy.
There's not much milk.
Like I said,
I forgot we actually had some left. You guys probably have this problem too. You put stuff in your fridge, and you probably choose somewhat what to eat by like seeing it. You put it in the fridge, then you get like something else, and it goes in front of the thing, and then you totally forget it exists. So you have to be... I try to be very conscious of that when I'm putting stuff into the fridge. Like if it's a smaller product, to put it in front of the larger product. Yeah, yes. Toey says, object permanent. I mean, yes. That's what it is. So I try to make sure that I can see it, because if I forget, then it's gone. And then it'll be a little while later that I discover it, and then I'm like, oh, there was still milk? I thought we drank it all. It's bad. But maybe it's okay. Maybe it's okay. Anyway, Howie Sona says, how are you doing? Play Bug Snacks, please? My main question is, what do you get when you order Taco Bell? Obligatory I Am Dan reference. Also, are you guys doing more heists? We are doing more heists. I've been in discussions with everyone about it as of very, very, very recently. So, yes. I mean, we haven't done them yet, but we're talking about it, like, soon. Nothing against Bug Snacks, just haven't played it yet. And for Taco Bell, I haven't been to Taco Bell in a bit, but something standard. Like, I don't even like to mess around with the Supreme tacos. I like to get just like the basic tacos, because I'm really specific about my sour cream. Like, I don't like a lot of sour cream in food, so I've been burned on that before, where it's like I'm just biting into sour cream. So I just skip the Supreme completely. Just like normal taco that comes with like meat and cheese and lettuce, I think, is it. So yeah, I'll do that. But I don't think there's anything at Taco Bell I wouldn't eat, basically. So I think I'd be happy with anything. Mao's the opposite of me. Mao only wants Supreme, and if they put too much sour cream in it, then it's a bonus to her, because she loves it that much. 15 months from Solilium, who says, I've been experimenting a lot with art colors and styles over the past month or so, and I found white particularly fun/challenging to paint, so naturally I've made so much crunch art of Kepi. I mean, yeah. Well, white is difficult, because you have to be extremely in tune with all of the different shades. Is it still shades when you're talking about black and white? Probably. Mal, the color person, is downstairs. But yes, I think so. And yeah, Kep's actually a really good subject for that, because of all of the, you know, the tonality in his fur. So, yeah, shades. Shades. God. There's... Sometimes you talk about things like in video a little bit differently than you would in traditional art. Most of it crosses over just fine, but anything that's different, I tend to remember that instead of the traditional art terms. But Mao and I are usually on the same page whenever we're talking about color stuff. Danny X6 gifted us up to tier 2. It does exist. And then Sephiroth gifts us up to tier _2. Yeah, okay, yeah, they exist. Good to know. 20 months from Ollie Tomlinson says, hello! Good morning, y'all. I'm back and I'm finally feeling good after not feeling good for a while. Missed these streams. Well, I'm glad that you're feeling good. That's one of the most important things. And welcome back. Welcome back. Now that now you guys will know where we are. 300 bits from Adrian. It says train time. Remember the train part. There was a lot of alerts. We didn't have that many to read, and then the train came, and now there's a fair bit. So I'm working through it. I'm trying to make some progress before Mal gets back, because that's what I like her to do whenever I have to leave. So I'm trying to make a little progress. 100 bits from Shinoff. 300 from Audoodle says, there's a mockumentary true crime show on Netflix called American Vandal, and in one episode they compile a bunch of cell phone footage from a party, and I'm still impressed with how they made that and kept continuity and made it make sense. I really love it whenever media, films or television shows, whatever, does unconventional... unconventional timeline is one way of doing it, and then unconventional recollection of events, which sometimes is the same as timeline. I think that's always like really, really fun. And it's smart, and it makes the viewer feel smart. As long as it's not overdone, because there's the filmmaker that does like the stuff where you watch it and you're like, I'm sorry, and then you have to watch it again and you're like, I still don't know if I get this. You guys don't know exactly what I'm talking about, but there's some movies that have been done where you watch it and you're like, I'm not exactly sure if this was meant for normal humans. Yeah, is it? I was gonna say, is it Christopher Nolan? Ace Wallywog also says Tenet. Both? I think Tenet is the one I was thinking of. Yeah, more folks are saying Tenet. Oh my goodness, a morning raid. Look at that. Hi, Patrick. I hope you're doing well. Do we even have a morning alert for raids? Hold on. In the interest of Patty, hold on. Here we go. Rolling Star! Rolling Star! Yeah, got... Thanks so much for the... Yeah, so, the Daytona music is Patrick's raid song. And we won't, like, have a raid thing for the morning, so, just kind of flipping it back. Anyway, hi, Patty. And welcome Raiders to something probably completely different from what you were just watching. Mal's downstairs. She'll be back upstairs shortly. We just, if you've never been here before, we just chill. And that's it. And we talk about just random things going on. Patty says, any breakfast for this breakfast stream? I'll be right back, maybe, depending on how long you're going. Yeah, we normally go until at least 10:30 Eastern, so another 45 minutes. Sometimes a little longer, sometimes a little shorter, but you probably got 45 minutes. So get yourself some breakfast. It's important to start the day off right. Or if you've been up all night, to end the day off right. Your mileage may vary. I can hear Mal getting a drink or something downstairs, so I'm curious to see if she will have heard my song. Also, Armored Frog gives a sub to Patty. Appreciate it. The Raiders are accustomed to bombastic content. I'm just making everybody feel at home. Me and Patty go way back. We go way back. And I miss him. I think the last time I saw you was in I think it was in Minnesota. I think. Maybe we saw. No. Oh, we did see you in Boston. Yeah. Oh, I've told this story before. I know Grandpa telling us same story again. But yeah, I saw Patrick in Boston for PAX. Actually, the vlogs that are just now coming out from back in 2018. And I pitched Breakfast Stream to him. I was like, I got this idea for this thing. And you know, I don't know what he actually thought of it, but he was kind. It was like, uh-huh. But yeah, now we've been doing it for a while.
Should have grabbed the lid.
So did you hear my
I did, from across the house while I was checking to see if the mail was on the porch.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, I think the fun thing about it is I have a lot of experience singing that song because just randomly Mao and I will sing that song.
You will sing that song.
Mao will hear that song. Patty said, I thought people will love that and maybe I am people we will see while telling you how good of an idea it would be. Yeah, isn't that just what people want to hear anyway? Like, that's what you should tell people about most ideas. People will love that. I might be one of those people. We'll find out. It worked out. Hey, thank you, Lilac.
There's a little bit of milk. You might have cereal.
Was it still good?
Yes.
Well, I guess it must be because you're having a tea, right? So, like...
Yeah, it's still good.
That's good. Lilac's 5 milk bombs. Where'd they go to? Laura the Pluralized, Mega Septile 5, Pack Haller A, Constantine DTW, and Mountain King VGC. Lilac, thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see. We got a few more gift subs here. We got Budgie Unleashed gifting a sub to Zephyr West. Danny X6 gifting a tier 2. Goltos to tier 1.
Miss you too, Patty.
Sorry. Danny gifted a tier 2 sub to Twitch user tier 1, and that just gave me my one jolly for today. That's... I got one. 500 bits from Radio Dredge says, Hype Train, Hype Train. 500 from Ollie, who says, time for the piss train. No, that's Dan's stream. Were you there? Did you hear that?
I was there. Mm-hmm.
Dan messed up. We call the Hype Train the High P Train because that's literally how it was written whenever it comes on screen. So Dan streamed and he was like, it's the piss train. And I'm like, no. He's like, isn't that what you call it? And I'm like, no. It's like, you can call it that. That is not what we call it. But yeah, then he called it the PP train, and I'm like, Brandon says, anyway, hope you're enjoying your breakfast, everyone. Anyway, yeah, we don't do that train around here. Pokemon Red V gifted a sub to Gensuda, or Gensuda. 100 bits from Writer Book Ninja. 500 from Penguin Frogs is joining the Hype Train for the first time in a bit. Again, I'm a little behind on alerts, but we'll get there.
You're getting there.
100 bits from Mathed Satsy. 150 from Thorough Down. We got 300 from Animan Iowa with the George Duck Star Rain. Oh, that's a good reminder for folks who weren't here on, because we added it on Friday.
Yeah.
We have a emote that's been on our Discord server for years, and we only just now brought it to Twitch. Yeah. So now you have access to Duck, which is a fun joke that's been around for a long time. Hey, bud.
Come say hi.
Come here, buddy.
He has a concern this morning.
You have a concern about what?
When I was downstairs, he was like following me around with a concerned face.
What is a concern?
Come on, Cappies. Say hi. There he is.
Hi, pal.
Good boy.
You want some Earl Grey? Probably not. You a good boy. You gonna lay down? You purring.
He's staring at you purring.
Hi, bud. You happy?
He happy.
He good boy. Okay, make a decision.
He just stare and purr. Come over here.
Pick a lap. You have chosen to not pick a lap yet. 500 bits from Mysterious Green Thunder. Hey, grandparents. I began watching Fruits Basket over the weekend, and I've been having a good time with it so far.
Nice.
We're nearly done with Season 2.
Yes. Season 1 is... or 3.
Season 3 is just starting to come out.
Season 3 is just starting to come out, so
Coffee.
It's
we'll continue our one episode a week by watching Season 3.
yeah, it's a good show. You know, it changes tonally a little bit as it goes on, but it's for the better because the serious stuff is the better stuff, I think. So I've been enjoying it, but I guess we still have a bit to see.
Yeah, we
since
do.
the third season is only just now coming out. 18 months from Pink XX Kiss. The train is closed. I better jump on it then. Also, 18 months, Twitch baby time. I think I'll go for a baby kitten this time, a ginger tabby, and I'll call her Paprika Marmalade. Did you hear how I said that word?
I did, and I was like,
Listen, my whole life I've pronounced this paprika. Whole life. The other day, we watched a cooking channel.
America's Test
Is
Kitchen.
that it? America's Test Kitchen. And both of the people on it pronounced it paprika. And like, Mal and I watched the video. It's like 5-minute video. We watched it, didn't say a word. And as soon as it was over, we turned to each other and went, Paprika? Paprika? Is it paprika?
But it was America's Test Kitchen.
Like,
It wasn't just like a YouTuber. It was America's Test Kitchen.
yeah, these are like chefs. These are chefs. And, you know, I don't know, man. As soon as they said that, I was like, if someone would know, it's gotta be them. That being said, does it actually matter? No. These chefs are wrong. They're bad chefs. I mean, for those in chat, I also have never heard it pronounced that way. I've never heard it pronounced that way.
Tactician Geek says, I think that might be a New England pronunciation. That's
That's
possible. I
possible.
think they're based kind of.
Yeah, I think they are in that area.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, you can pronounce it however you want. I will probably continue to pronounce it paprika. But didn't I create a great discussion? Some folks are now very
I think you
upset.
confused everyone.
Well, you know, just letting you know. That was the first time I'd ever heard that word pronounced that way, and I was just immediately like... Thomas, are you saying...
Microwave?
Microwave? Because that makes me physically angry.
Yes.
Like, it makes me... I'm shaking with anger right now.
Someone asked what I'm drinking. This is a cold chai masala. It's very good.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Good. We have 300 bits from Tired Psychopop with the Ya star rain. 300 from Gabriel says, good morning, grandparents and Kepi. Good morning. Kepi says good morning too.
He's sleeping now.
Yeah, he wasn't up here before, but now he's up here. 300 from Tired Psychopop with the Ha, and I bet you anything. Yeah, there's another one, actually 517 from Tired Psychopop with the final Ha. You just gotta, what are they seeds? They call them seeds?
What?
The Korok.
Korok seeds.
Seeds, yeah. 301 bits from Smash Bryman with the good vibes, Star Rain.
Emmy, I have a really good recipe, remind me, to make it from scratch. It's really good. I need to do it because I have everything right now.
Is that the one that requires star anise?
It does. I found star anise in the pantry when we cleaned it out.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Oh. Because we were at the store the other day and we were asking the guy if they had star anise, and he was like, I have never heard that before. And we're like, okay, never mind. Anise. A-N-N-I-S.
A-N-I-S-E.
Star anise. S-T-A-R space A-N-N-I-S. And you need that in order to make, it's N, is it A-N-I-S-E?
A-N-I-S-E. That's how I
thought it
spelled
was, I thought it was, A-N-N-I-S-E. Okay. Is it pronounced anise? Star anise?
I've never heard it pronounced that way either.
Gosh darn it. There's a lot of people that are saying it. Also, and that makes much more sense. I've only ever pronounced it how you've pronounced it.
I mean, I pronounce it with a long A, which is very Wisconsin.
Yeah, the spelling makes much more sense as anise. I probably shouldn't take my pronunciation cues from Mal. Anise. Star anise. Anyway, you use that to make chai. And it's good. It's good. I mean, it's not my favorite tea, but it's good. It's gonna be sweet. You have sugar in that, right?
I don't add sugar. This was from the concentrate with milk.
So
and
it's
I
got
believe
sugar
the
in it.
concentrate has sugar in it.
Is it sweet?
Mm-hmm.
Then it is. And it's got sugar in it. It's the same thing. 30 Bits from Line Rider says, but what if certificates of authenticity had certificates of authenticity? Anyway, vaccine was successful, but I was sick for a couple days after. Also, I finished the paper I feared in the class I almost dropped. Glad you finished your paper.
Yeah.
And glad that you're over the sickness. You know, not particularly looking forward to second dose, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we may be fine. A lot of people are fine. And don't have any side effects.
Yeah. I think well, and a lot of people that do, it's like one day.
Yeah.
Like prepare for like one day and then waking up and being like, I'm better now?
Yeah.
So, 200 bits from Unimpressed 90s Kid. Thank you. 20 months from Twitchy.
Wait, Renee says a quick Google search says that the way Mal pronounce it is American pronunciation, the other way is British.
Oh. That's possible.
Anyway, go ahead.
So anise and anise.
Mm-hmm.
The spelling to me looks more like anise. But maybe they're just both right. The most important thing is when in how language works is when you say a thing, if the other person knows what you're talking about. That's the only thing that really actually matters. So, Chatsy says, "Star and nice."
They're pretty.
That's Mario describing his favorite power-up.
It's probably the prettiest spice.
Yeah.
Should I go get one? I don't have to. People can look it up.
You can't say that sort of thing because if you say, "Should I go get one?" the only answer
we can just do a show. Yeah.
The only answer is people are going to be like, "Well, yes, I would like to see this." So what you do is if you don't actually want to go get one, you just don't bring up. Google it, or make Chaz show a picture of Star Anise. Chaz or Ahmad or someone can find a picture.
Chaz says, "Oh,
you can do it. You can do it."
Sab said that the inside of nutmeg is cool. Yeah, the inside of nutmeg is really cool.
Listen, we only ask, we get one asinine request per stream, so. Chaz says it's okay for you to not do a thing, but you can put me on the spot on stream. I see how it is. That's because you don't have to go downstairs and get in the cupboard. You just have to Google a thing. You can do it. It's fine. It's not equivalent. Anyway. You'll be able to see it, and then you'll know what it looks like, and then, we won't have to do
There it is.
Yeah, there we go.
It's so pretty. It's a star.
That's Star Anise. It's called Star Anise because it looks like a star. Thank you. Also, show is still my favorite command. Like being able to be like, hey, can we show a picture of this? Magic Ninja says, why can't you Google it instead of Chaz? Because I'm busy. 20 months from Twitchy Toast, who says, hi grandparents. 20 months, have a great week. My sleep schedule's definitely been screwed as I am still up from yesterday. When you read this, I may have fallen asleep while listening to both of your voices. Sleep well. 306 bits from Platinum Pikachu with the 8-bit Dapper Star Rain. We got 100 bits from Rara Oaks. We got 2 uses of Duck Star Rain. We got one from Squid And then another from Aldo. 300 from Goldmage says, character creation quotes from an upcoming D&D campaign I'm joining. I don't hallucinate my dead wife because I haven't met her yet. He will be wrapped in a black shroud. Enjoy D&D. Haley's been playing Pathfinder and been enjoying it. Mm-hmm. And then I think just as of recent, Tom joined a D&D campaign too. So I would love to play D&D with like all my friends, but I can't do that. I can't play with all of them simultaneously because there'd be like 10 people. Yeah. And the DM would cry.
Can I just be an NPC? I don't need to be a player character. I'll just be an NPC.
Like one?
Yeah. Otherwise, I'll just listen and hang out and laugh.
That's cool. Emmy says Haley's joining my upcoming D&D campaign. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I know. I mean, she loves that. I mean, you know, she loves that sort of thing. And I love it too, but it's now been so long since I've done anything like that. But I really enjoyed doing it. Just a matter of getting back to actually doing it. Didn't we play... Did we play Pathfinder with Patty?
I don't remember. Might have been.
I can't remember if Patty was... I feel like he was because
At PAX West?
Yeah, I feel like when we first experienced Pathfinder and tabletop RPGs, I feel like he was there because I feel like we had played... The roles were like he was a big... warrior or something, and I was like, I think I was a dwarf.
I think so.
And he like threw me over a crowd or something. Also, morning, Chelsea. Chelsea says, I think I remember you guys saying Patty played Pathfinder the year before. Yeah. Okay.
I think so.
I think so.
That sounds right.
Yeah, that sounds right. Okay. I can't remember. I think since Patty rated earlier, I think he now, like, fell asleep. He ate and then passed out.
Thanks, Chelsea. We're good.
Yeah!
Hope you're doing good.
Hope things are well. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, like, to some extent, it's been a minute since I've seen practically anyone. But then also, you know...
Even before that.
Even before that. I miss folks.
Yeah.
It's actually been interesting editing the good. I love tabletop games and I love playing with friends. So recently I've been editing, you know, the
2018 vlogs.
Yeah, well, PAX specifically, right? Because I'm trying to get that out, and it's just. It's a little weird when you're editing it because you're like, with the pandemic, you're like, there should not be this many people in the same room.
Yeah.
So that's part of it, but then the other part of it is like, I do miss this. Yeah. I miss seeing lots of people at once, seeing people collectively enjoy a thing.
Yeah. And
then also getting a chance to, I mean, that's where we got to see so many friends that we don't get to see very often too, so... Lyra says, you know, when you edit 2018 vlogs, as most people do. Yeah, I have a very interesting thing that allows me to go back in time. I mean, for what it's worth, I wish I wasn't working on this. I wish I had it out like years ago. But yeah, I didn't.
And now you have to.
Well, I mean, it's happening. It's happening. For anyone that came in a little late, I'm trying very hard to get the next 2018 video out today. So, we'll see. We'll see. We got 334 bits from Ange. No message, but I appreciate the cheer. Thank you. 510 bits from Tired Psychopomp. My husband and I get our jab part the 2nd on Thursday. Thankfully, I was able to take that day off this time. Jab the 1st didn't cause too much beyond arm soreness, but I have a concern. Well, you know, I hope that things go well. I hope your side effects are as minimal as possible.
Yeah.
as minimal as possible. And you know, I'll tell you what they told me. When I got my shot, they were like, "Hey, rotate your arm."
I also heard like hydrating, making sure you drink water.
Yeah, and my mom's a great example of that because prior to her shot, I mean, she had J&J. She didn't get the two jab, but prior to doing that, she drank a lot of water, and then after she got it, rotated her arm for like several hours, and continued to drink water, and has had like no side effects at all. So, something to consider for anyone going to get their first or second jab. It may not mitigate all of your side effects, but it may at the bare minimum help arm soreness. So, thankfully my arm was not sore.
Yeah.
So, I'm hopeful that I'll be able to keep that down for the second one too. The only side effect I had is that swollen lymph node, and I think this morning.
Coffee.
How many days after is it?
Week and a half.
Yeah. Okay. So it's been a while now. Today is the first day I think I'm actually just starting to see the swelling go down.
They can last for a while, from what I've read.
And like no other side effects. I felt fine otherwise, but like, well, I did have side effects on that Saturday,
Yeah.
right? That first 3 days later, I was really tired. But since then, I've had nothing other than the lymph node. 300 bits from Ronaldo Spell Karma. Food. For New Year's, my mom is making pachadi, a salad with all 6 flavors. Sweet is brown sugar, tangy is tamarind, sour is raw mango, bitter is neem leaves, black pepper is spice, and finally salt to represent all the flavors of life.
That's really cool.
That is really cool. That must be an extremely complex salad, like from like a taste profile. I'm trying to imagine eating that and experiencing all of those things at once. It sounds cool though. I'd love to go to like a restaurant or something where I could get something like
There's
that.
so many things we haven't gotten to experience food-wise yet.
Right?
That I look forward to. Mm-hmm.
I mean, everyone has a thing. And for some people like us, it very much is food, and I just want to experience more food.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many different cultures that have been cooking with so many different things, and I want to eat them all. The food, not the cultures. So at some point, I really hope to try. Well, I hope to travel and then try more stuff. Because that specifically just sounds so interesting to me. Like all of those things in one dish. Anyway, 500 bits from Toaster Wolf. It says, "Hey grandparents, I'm getting my first car today and shot 2 Tuesday of next week. Issue with the car: the seatbelt sensor is broken, so the beeper won't shut up.
Ooh.
I got a fix to do." Yeah, that is something that would drive you slowly crazy. So that's a necessary fix. So hopefully you can get that worked on.
Kipper, are you rolling?
I had to readjust him because
He was rolling.
he'll just roll off my lap. Crazy boy.
Who's tired?
He's a tired stinker.
So tired.
He's good. 18 months, 1+ from Justice Rifadamas. 18 months, woohoo! Thanks for all you do. I got my second vaccine dose about 2 weeks ago. My dad will get his soon. We're going to celebrate by going to Waffle House together for the first time. We've both been so curious about it. Oh, man. Okay. That's a very interesting celebratory choice. Just set your expectations correctly. As long as your expectations are correct, I think you'll love it. I think you'll love it. It's the food is good. The food is
They're super low.
Okay, great. Okay, great. Awesome. Yeah, Waffle House is super good, but it is super good in the context of it is 3 a.m. We must eat.
There's nothing open.
There is nothing open, and just the aroma of food is enough to make me just super excited. So yeah, we love
the music, and we've decided we have to eat there. You have to figure out what you want on your hash browns, because that's like the thing. Is like, well, what do you get on your hash browns? Do you get them capped, topped, covered?
Yeah, there's so many options. Like you can go and you can order the All-Star Special, which is a really good choice for first timers. They'll give you a waffle, which is in the title of the restaurant, and also access to a few various things. One of which is
hash browns.
Hash browns. It might have grits on the menu, but they'll swap grits for hash browns at no cost, and then you can upgrade your hash browns for a few coins and put some stuff on them. So.
DC Racer says smothered and covered.
Noah says you get things on hash browns?
At Waffle House.
Yes. Yes. Unless you're Jonathan, who didn't even want the hash browns and was like, I'll have them plain. And I was like, what are you doing?
Ryan says cubed and covered.
I mean,
I forget my order.
Typically, I do capped, topped, and... Oh my goodness, I haven't been in Waffle House so long. What is cheese? Is cheese covered?
Cheese is covered. No, smothered.
Is it smothered?
I believe.
Smothered is onions.
Smothered is onions, covered is cheese.
All right. I still know.
Chunked is ham, smoked ham. Diced is tomatoes, peppered is jalapenos. Capped is mushrooms, topped is chili, and country is sausage gravy. So I get mine diced, capped, and covered.
I get mine covered, capped, and topped. So cheese, mushrooms, and chili. Thomas, not to get political, but what is cheese?
Waffle House does not know.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are having some existential crisis right now about the fact that there is a special language for ordering hash browns. It's on the menu though, so don't worry.
What is scattered, smothered, and covered? 'Cause scattered isn't on the list.
I don't know. I actually don't know.
Hash brown.
Does it just mean...
Oh, that just means,
it's spread out?
yeah, more crispy.
Oh, crispier.
I think so.
Ah.
Otherwise, they're cooked inside of a steel ring. I learned something, and I prefer them that way, so now I can order them that way.
I feel like I knew that at one point, because I'm sure that at some point I just straight up Googled the Hootie and the Blowfish album.
Yeah.
I was like, tell me what this is. Anyway, neat. Yeah, I'd probably order them scattered also.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Enjoy Waffle House. I hope that you enjoy Waffle House. It is an experience, and if your expectations are set correctly, you'll be fine. And I think you'll even have fun. 29 months from Wizard grad student. Appreciate it. 300 from Grandson Brambo. I got my second jab on Saturday. I'm fully vaccinated, and I also get a sticker for it.
I'm so jealous of your sticker.
Why don't we get stickers?
We didn't get stickers.
I want a sticker.
I mean, we'll go next time you visit.
Yeah. We'll make it a group outing at an appropriate time.
Yeah.
Of 2 to 3 a.m. It's fine. What kind of itchy? He gets like one itchy a week. Maybe even less frequently than that. I'll have to clean out his ears again. Stinker. Where am I? 4 months from GFA Hard, who says, thanks for everything, guys. You're the best. Well, thank you. Mal, free us from lurks. This is funny because this is from the YouTube audio library, but it's like a song that has like lyrics. All right, I unchecked it. You know what it sounds like, kind of? It kind of sounds like the end credits to a movie.
Yeah.
Like an 80s movie or something. That's what it sounds like to me. Anyway, all right. 507 bits from Mr. Gameboy says, Stephen, care to make another hair bet that deals with you growing it out to donate? Probably not. If I have to get that much extra hair, it's going to be many more months.
Yeah.
During the summer when, you know, it's going to be 100 degrees. So
Yeah.
probably not. I would probably not want to make that deal. I don't know what I'm going to do with my hair. There's a chance maybe I want to hold on to it, but I also may want to get it cut off before May even ends. Because I've grown it through the year, but now that I have it this length, it's going to be a hot one. Fun fact, we took a walk the other day, and it was 80. It was 5 o'clock when we walked.
It was warm.
And it was 82. And
That
you're
was
like,
yesterday.
oh, that was yesterday. So if you're like, man, can it be 82 degrees at 5 p.m.? Yeah, it definitely can.
Yep. I need water now. Because of the milk in this.
Okay. Now taking multiple trips downstairs this morning. Emmy says, am I gonna melt when I visit South Carolina? I mean, it depends when you're here, basically, but yes. As a general rule. I mean, that's why we've had, I was gonna say that's why we've had ChefCon in the winter months, but that's not entirely true because we have absolutely had it in August, which is the hottest month. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. 300 bits from Garkinoff, who says, once the ponytail's long enough, then it just rests on your shirt instead. Yeah, okay. Sure. I mean, it depends how much you're moving around, but not entirely wrong there. 2 months from Joe Wilkes, who says, just got my shot yesterday and getting close to the end of tax seasons for work. Things are really looking up now. Nice. Nice. Yeah, tax season extended a little bit, right, this year? Because things go until mid-May. But it's only a little bit longer. That's what, one more month? That's not too bad. 300 bits from Night Owl, who had put the Patty Party star rating in. Again, still a little behind on alerts, but nearly there. 300 bits from Throwdown. Speaking of raids, the YouTube algorithm suggested the video clip of John raiding you right before you raided him. I'm not sure where I'm going with this, but it was a thing that happened. Algorithm's doing its job. 300 from Corke says, morning grandparents. Steven, you've talked a lot about FPS in the last few vlogs. I understand the basic difference between shooting 2430 and 60, but how does that affect the file size and the overall editing process? I mean, the file size gets adjusted a little bit, but not immensely. I'll get a little technical on this, but I'm going to come back to this, actually. I'm going to read a few more alerts, and I'll come back to this and give a slightly more technical answer, because I think it could be interesting to folks. 2 months from Chelsea, who says, all aboard the PP train. It's not a PP train. 300 from Danny, who says, PP train is better than piss train for some reason? That's probably subjective. Both are bad. I mean, there are people that didn't like high P train, but I think high P train is objectively better than PP train or piss train. 380 from Ollie says, Steven to Dan, your piss train ain't welcome around these parts. Very slowly, the family-friendly tag on Breakfast Stream is going, hey, I'm still here. You can only use that word so many times before I gotta leave. 19 months from Riost, who says, 19 months, baby. Thank you. 300 bits of my house about karma. Ooh, I'm part of a Pokemon D&D campaign. I'm a 25-year-old bug catcher who has been isolated in Viridian Forest for 15 years training to beat trainers. Sweet, but ignorant. And I only have bug and fairy types. Man, so started the Pokemon training at 10 years old and went into the forest. And then just never left the forest. Just stayed in the forest for 15 years. I hope that the shorts have been comfy and easy to wear. 300 bits from Destitel Racing. My partner and I went to Charleston for a wedding a couple weeks ago. The requirement for the trip was going to Waffle House. Our very low expectations were well, I guess met. On the plus side, I did blast There Are Raisins in My Toast on the jukebox. We sang while my friends looked at us in confusion. See, we're adding value to the experience. Because you know about these, these songs, it makes the trip even more fun. The food isn't bad though. I mean, it's in the realm of like greasy American diner. I think Waffle House is actually pretty good. But your mileage may vary depending on which location and what time you're there. 10 months from Adam BL107. Got my second jab on Sunday. I'm happy to say, other than being extremely tired yesterday, I've been better than after my first jab, which was headache and chills. Well, that's good. That's good. I hope that is the end of your side effects and you're all set. It's nice to hear about folks that are getting a second jab and the side effects are pretty low. Because I've heard so much of the opposite. It's nice to counteract that and be like, well, you don't really know what's going to happen. Somewhere in between. 40 Bits from Zay, the program, says, morning, y'all. Just stopping by during my break before going back to work. Also, please refrain from eating cultures. I will do my best. And then finally, to circle back around to Corkay's question about frame rates and file sizes. So, whenever we shoot something, we have different options for the format for how to shoot. One of the most common file types, the most common codecs for video that you'll probably be familiar with is H.264. So whenever we're shooting, we can shoot H.264 on the camera. That's what so many of the cameras I've owned have shot. When you're shooting H.264, that codec and so many other video codecs work by looking at what is the same on a frame to frame basis. So for instance, if you put your camera up on a tripod and you're doing something at a desk and you're just doing a talking head thing and it's not, the background's not moving, your file size difference between 24 and 60 probably wouldn't be that great, because H.264 is working in such a way where the background elements aren't moving. So the algorithm for the codec is basically saying, well, what's different between frame 1 and 2? Nothing? Then don't worry about it. What's difference between 1 and 3? Nothing? Then don't worry about it. So you get a lot of like, I mean, that's the compression element of the codec, is saying, because these look the same, we can keep that same information. We don't have to write every single little frame. So that's how H.264 works. Since then, we actually have a new codec, H.265, which my old camera didn't have, but the new camera has, which is the same concept, but it's even more compressed. It keeps the quality of H.264, but the file sizes are lower. So that's H.264 and H.265. There's another one called All Intra. When you're shooting All Intra, it tells the camera, you know what? I want every piece of every frame. I want every single thing that the sensor can read out. It doesn't matter whether it's different or the same, just give me every piece of information that you can. So the compression is, largely non-existent. So if you shoot All Intra, you're going to notice a pretty big difference in file size between something like 24 and 60, because the amount of data that's in the frames is changing exponentially. That being said, we don't export All Intra. We only export H.264 because YouTube only wants H.264. They only want a compressed video. So when you're shooting between 24 and 60, will the file size change a little bit? A little bit, yes, for the final export, but not a lot. It'll change a lot on when you ingest the footage, when you put the footage onto the computer. I know some of you are just barely getting by looking at him. That's fine. But that's really the only difference. That's really the only difference. Is like when you put the footage onto the computer, depending on how you shoot it, it could be bigger or smaller. But when you finally go to YouTube, it's not going to be that difference. To answer the second part of the question, how does it affect the overall editing process? Immensely. Because depending on the amount of compression that you use, and correspondingly the frame rate, it is much harder on the computer. And I'm already learning limitations of my computer for the footage that I'm shooting. For instance, H.264 is a codec that we've had around for a long, long time. We have hardware for it. Like it runs on computers pretty well. It's not the easiest thing for computers to edit, but it's certainly not the hardest. So if you shoot something in H.264, the computer has a pretty easy time editing it. If you shoot H.265 and you do not have a computer from the last few years, forget it. It will not work. It just won't. It will run like absolute garbage. And then also, depending on your frame rate, it's going to change things. There's also more to it than that. And I part of me wants to hit on it, but I've probably already given you enough information. It's not just frame rate, it's also bit rate, it's also chroma subsampling. There's all of these things that play into how difficult something is to edit and how hard it is on your machine. But I'll leave it there for today.
Some people ask me to translate. I can't.
This is beyond Mal.
This is beyond me.
Mal.
Steven talks and I just glaze over.
Yeah.
That's why I grab Kepi treats. He did some real good shakes.
Did
you see him do some real good shakes?
Mal ensuring that viewers stick around while I try so desperately to make them leave.
And me and Tax says, but Mal, did you understand what he said? No.
Mal, so the other day on the vlog, Mal actually talked about camera stuff, but that's the exposure triangle. That's principles of photography that have been around since photography existed. So we share that knowledge, but you know, once
Cabri says he did real good shakes.
Once you get outside of the realm of photography and you get into things that are exclusive to video, Mal gets lost because it's not her world. She doesn't need to know that. Anyway.
Kepi's good at shaking now. He did some real good shakes. I'm very proud of him.
Well, good. He's a good boy. TLDR, one format can be edited, the other sets your computer on fire. Yeah. Yeah, and depending on how good your computer is, you can handle different levels of things. And I'm learning a lot too, because I'm learning what the very specific limitations of things are. I've had to do some tests with the camera off screen. Like before I shot the 60 FPS vlog, this is just a quick example, I had to do tests because I think I have 5 or 6 different ways I can shoot 60 FPS on that camera. All these different settings. And I had to do that test to know what I could even edit. And there were some I couldn't edit. I got them into the computer and the computer was like, what is this? What are you doing to me? So I had to choose, you know, based on that. But the thing is, you know, could I have shot 60 all intra and tried to edit it that way? Yeah, but it's going to YouTube. You know, if I shoot at 600 megabits per second, which is huge, and then I upload it to YouTube where they're like, so we're gonna do like I don't know, like 12. Then what's the point? You know, to some extent, it retains that information when you shoot a lot, but you're obviously losing so much. You know, these cameras are used to shoot, like, you could shoot films with these things, and then have that quality on a digital theater projector. So when you're taking that sort of quality and you're trying to shove it into the tiny hole, it doesn't work so well. Thank you, Thomas. Just kill my soul. It's fine. Now it's about karma. 300-bit says, instead of a math fact, let's do history/science fact. Alhazen, 965 to 1040, provided the first scientific description of camera obscura during golden age of Islamic civilization. Alhazen was born in Basra, modern-day Iraq, who was tasked with making a dam in Egypt as an adult. He realized how hard it was, faked insanity, and stayed in house arrest for 12 years while he did his most important work. Hashtag big mood. We need you to work on this thing. I'd rather do this thing. No, you have to do this thing. Oh. I'm crazy. Oh, okay, well then you stay in here. Cool. I will be in here not working on this thing I like. It's fine. Everyone knows the human eye can't see past reading. That's especially funny because I believe Tropical Freeze is an editor, so that's an extra level of comedy too. Yeah. I don't know what that limit is, but every once in a while, I think that gets brought up when people talk about like the high refresh rate monitors. People are like, it's pointless. You can't. The human eye can't even determine anything past 60 FPS. All right. God, we should probably wrap up.
Yeah.
Oh man, I said that, and we're like right at 90 minutes. Knew it. Okay, things that are happening today. It's a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Pikmin resumes. There are very few episodes of Pikmin Mission Mode left, which is good because that means there are very few episodes for me to experience Pikmin 2 PTSD. It's fine. Other things. Yesterday's vlog in the current timeline will be out as soon as I can work on it. And then I'm going to be spending the rest of the day working on 2018.
We gotta run to the post office. Gotta mail 2 more paintings.
Oh, okay. All right, so we'll do that. We'll do that.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think if there's any other little things. If you didn't see Stephen and Friends, first off, watch all the Stephen and Friends videos, just all of them. Do it because it's the best stuff on the channel. But the most recent one was Codenames, and it was fantastic. So check that out. You'll make Thomas very happy. Thomas was hyping it up before it came out, and it's very good. It's well worth your time.
It was very good.
It's a funny one. It's a very, very funny one. And it's probably it. Probably it. I guess that's it. I'm working on some other stuff behind the scenes, but it's not quite ready to announce. So as soon as it is, I'll let you know. But we're not quite there yet. So getting there. Otherwise, you know, Zelda on Friday.
Zelda on Friday.
But before that, we'll have another breakfast stream on Thursday. Okay. That's it. Thank y'all for being here. Stay tuned to StephenVlog, and I will do my best to
get that vlog out.
I'll try and get 2018 out today. It'll probably be tonight if it comes out. And if not, it'll be tomorrow. But I'm gonna try really hard to get it out today, and we'll hope for the best. All right, folks. Have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. We'll see you on Thursday, 9 a.m. Eastern, for another breakfast stream.